Good morning. Thank y'all for being here for another video. So I have to sleep over things. I look at things and then I have to sleep on it and start kind of deciding what I feel about certain things. So I've been thinking about all this YouTube beef that's been going around lately. First beef that I want to talk about is the Queen Tulsa, Oklahoma roast that was on Nosy Ho Live channel. Excuse me, y'all. I'm tongue twisted today. Nosy Ho Live channel today and yesterday. And shout out to Queen Tulsa, Oklahoma, because she is a good sport. And so she actually had her own funeral on her channel the day before, and then she streamed Nosy Ho Live yesterday on her roast, and then she also came in the roast for maybe a minute and said her say, and then she got off. So shout out to her for doing that, and not being salty and bitter. I think a lot of people are more bitter and salty than what she is because she doesn't seem to be bitter at all. I had somebody come in my comments about, well, um, if I was you, I wouldn't be a part of that. It was all in fun. It was a parody. And I never said anything to bash her, Um, uh, but I mean, there's other things that was said and could have been said, but I don't know much about the young lady. But it was just a lot of fun. And so if you're on YouTube, yes, people can talk about you. And so, but she has gotten more views, subscribers through the whole incident. It's really publicity, you know, indirectly. And so you look at it like it's a bad thing, but it's really not, because if you're mentioned on a bigger channel, such as Nosy Ho Live or Princess Channel, I don't think she has as many subscribers as them. That's actually a good thing, even though it seemed negatively. It wasn't, because and she also took a part in it. So the the roast it wasn't bad, it was funny, and that's what it was meant to do. It was for entertainment purposes only. So if Queen Tulsa, Oklahoma is offended by anything I personally said, then I apologize. But it was all in fun. So there was another beef that is in the closet. And so I have been thinking about this for a couple of days now. It's about Candy Washington, when AKA Blaine, AKA Monica, came into Candy Washington's live. And so a lot of us really felt like that was AKA Monica. And so there was a content creator that had mentioned that incident, and she really didn't shine a good light on Candy Washington. And what really bothered me the most about that is Candy Washington is so sweet. She's always been, even people that just bust up on her live, she's always been um, very welcoming. She wants everyone to respect each other. And if someone gets out of line, she can definitely defend herself. But the person was basically kind of not shining a good light on her. And then there was another creator that came in, and she kind of mentioned it on another live, but she didn't address that person directly. But it was said when Queen Tulsa, Oklahoma, when was in All About the Tea live, and Monica started talking down on Marcella, calling her drunk and all, that she didn't correct her. And I felt the same way in this live of this creator that was talking about Kenny Washington. And so my thing is that anybody can be talked about, anybody can change their mind, but um I didn't even know this young lady had been doing like makeup commercials or whatever, or makeup reviews before this incident happened. And so with the All About Tea saga. And so she was like, why would she come in your live? You were just doing makeup. And I just thought that was just so shady. But that's just how these YouTube streets is. Nobody, anybody can be talked about, anybody can be shaded. So um then she said something about this particular content creator said something about well, why is this being done on, and I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about, because I see a lot of people that follow her, that follows me, that follows everybody, like we share the same subbies, and there's actually nothing wrong with that. But she said, well, why they're doing the funeral on Nosy Whole Live and not on Princess Live, because that's the way um it started there. Well, I mean, Nosy Whole Live has a bigger viewer, a bigger audience, and she was like the main one over the investigation, on All About the Tea. So, I mean, she has her own reasons on why she went over. The main thing is that they came together and they agreed on it. Why make it seem a certain kind of way? And so, even later, that person that she was talking about came on the live, and that person was very respectful. And she didn't. She asked her, "Well, did I just say anything to offend you?" And she's like, "Oh no, no." But, you know, anybody could be shaded, talked about in these YouTube streets. And so it's not for the weak hearted. It really isn't. So I was watching a live last night with AT2 and John Yates. Okay. Um he was going to roast John Yates. John Yates just kind of shook everything up because he appeared in on the live with AT2, with AT2's permission, but he really didn't have anything to say. He basically was just being sarcastic and accusing AT2 of saying a lot of things, and AT was like, "Yeah, I said that." And it seemed to me like he was just trying to take over his live, but eventually AT2 had knocked his little ass off of there. And but that John Tace, he seemed like he instigate a lot of shit, and so there was a issue with him and before Busy Blue, love Busy Blue and Joanne Lunzer, before, and they even showed the texts between Busy and John, and Busy really was attempting um, ap- to resolve the situation. I mean, he apologized constantly to him in the text messages, and basically like, what do I need to do, to make this right or make it right for you. And so John kept, he's real strong on his attitude, and so I didn't hear a lot about them back and forth until recently. Um, there was the issue with Busy Blue and Sherelle's Way. And so it seems like that John character instigated a lot of stuff, but Busy Blue was very hurt because of it, and him and Jolene had done a special sipping key to talk about it, to get his feelings out. He aired out his issues. Um, Sherelle Way and her husband, they came on and they said what they had to say, and eventually it ended up into be an apology on both sides. And that, to me, that's really big of them, and it really show it's about it's you have to care about the person, and they're not going to cross that lines, and you shouldn't let anybody instigate mess come between y'all. But that was a situation that actually turned out to be a good. That was a beef that turned out to come out not so bad because, they both realized that they were wrong. And well, Busy didn't necessarily do anything wrong to Sherelle. I mean, the instigator was mainly John Yates. That's who it was. And so he pops his head in anytime he hear his name. He pops his head in somebody's chat and he puts his little 2 cents in. But he instigated a lot of stuff between Busy and Sherelle when really it wasn't really no issues. Whatever issues that it was, they was able to work out over the phone. They tried to pull Jolene in it, and so there was even apologies to her. So I think they're all good, and that is a great example of how you the the YouTube beef could go. But we all know it don't always go that way. Some people think they're too good to apologize to people. And so but when you're in the bushes and you looking, I mean, you see a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then you're like, well, should I say something? If it's something that really bothers me, then I'm going to say something. But I'm try to be respectful. But y'all drop below. What do y'all think about this YouTube beef? And any situations that y'all want to talk about it, just drop it in the comments. I love to interact with y'all. And y'all have a great Saturday, and I will see y'all in the next video.